Hey guys, Emily Muchanti here, and today I have a video that is full of announcements and events and focusing on the 6 things that I am really excited about while I'm attending the Plain Talk Literacy Conference in New Orleans tomorrow. I'm actually flying in tomorrow. So it's pretty exciting. I wanted to get this video out so that I could see if anybody has anything that they want me to check on, look at, or question, because that's why I do this. It is to help you. But first, remember to like, subscribe, and share this video. And be sure that you follow along with me on Instagram, Reading Diva 06. And there's going to be another little connection that I'm going to ask you to do on Instagram. Be sure that you are following 95% group this week. Why? Because I am going to be taking over their Instagram channel this week while I am in New Orleans and helping to highlight and explore some of their really amazing products along with other things in the industry, and really just looking to see where we are in the world of literacy development and intervention, particularly because we've got to stay fresh with what is happening and how we can improve our outcomes. Okay, let me talk about the number one first reason that I am really excited to be there and what I hope to gain out of this conference. As you know, the NAEP scores were recently released, and they were disappointing, to say the least. NAEP scores show that only about a third, actually less than 1/3 of our students are reading proficiently at 4th grade and 8th grade. Now, if you aren't familiar with the NAEP scores, it is a sampling of national students across the nation, different schools, different demographics that are meant to be representative of what we have as a nation. But they're in the various states, and thousands of students take this test. And so why is that important? Well, it's meant to give us a pulse on where we are nationally speaking as far as literacy outcomes. And they also test for math. The good news for math is they actually did better. But reading, as we know, is connected to all learning. And so we should be concerned that we are not seeing improvements in our NAEP scores. In fact, they dropped. And, I know that some of the things that I'm wanting to see while I'm at this conference is, what is the response? What is the national response from the people that are writing curriculums, sending out information, helping us as teachers, training hopefully university personnel who are training our new teachers? What is the message? What is the response? What is it that we are going to do and really buckle down with in order to make a change? Because I don't have to tell anybody here, I know you know this too, this is unacceptable. 1/3 of our students reading proficiently is unacceptable. We have got a lot of issues, problems that we have to rectify in order to improve that. We can no longer say it's because of the pandemic. Are we going to have lasting impact from the pandemic? Yes, I believe so. However, we've got to move beyond that. We've got to figure out what is going on. Where do we need to really give our teachers the support so that they can do better with our literacy instruction? So that's really my first thing. I want to know, what are you going to tell me about NAEP scores? What are we going to do about it? Is there a plan? What do we know going back to research? What does the research tell us that we need to do? And are the universities setting up our new teachers for success? Are our district offices, county offices, and state offices of education doing what they need? So that's my first thing that I'm hoping to get out of this conference. My second point of going and what I'm looking forward to is Anita Archer. Anita Archer is by far my literacy hero, has been since the beginning of my career. She has been a teacher well over 50 years, and I have had the privilege of seeing her, learning from her, and listening to her several times in my career. And she's going to be there. I have pre-registered for two of her sessions. One is about the design of explicit instruction, and the other is about delivery of explicit instruction, because these are two very different things that are equally important to ensure the success of our students. When I saw Anita last, it was her birthday. It was last April. So I know she is approaching her 78th birthday now, and she is still just the most profound educator, mentor, that I have ever been privileged enough to learn from. So I am excited about that. My third point of excitement for this conference is I get to again learn from the amazing Laura Stewart. Now, Laura Stewart is the leader of 95% Group, and I have also had the privilege of learning from her in the past. And I'm excited to see her session about developing a literacy ecosystem. And I think this is really important because those of us in intervention, we cannot be isolated, because too often the interventionist looks at themselves like they're this isolated little lone soldier, and that's how you feel, and that might be how it's set up in your school. But really, we are one part of a very important ecosystem, and it's about implementing sustainable change and growth. And intervention has to be a part of that. Now, this whole implementation scientist has become something somewhat hot, if you will, in the area and industry of reading, because it's not just about writing this great curriculum or having this great strategy. It's about the implementation of all of these pieces so that that well-oiled machine is doing what it needs to do in order to serve our students. So I am super excited to again get to learn from Laura Stewart about that. The fourth point that I am hoping to gain from this conference is to deepen my knowledge of morphology and the morphological instruction. There's a session I'm going to be sitting in on, because when I come back, I'm going to be diving into morpheme magic and morpheme for littles, which is written by Dr. Deb Glaser. It is published by 95% Group, so that I can be more informed to share with you what I learn about that. We know that vocabulary instruction is so vital to comprehension. Kids aren't going to comprehend what they're reading if they don't understand what the words mean. And by far, I've always felt this way, that the best way to improve vocabulary outcomes is to teach morphology, because there is not enough time in the day to directly teach each word that every student needs to know. But if we teach them the morphology, those morphemes and what those morphemes mean, we are giving students the tools that they need to then go in and extend their own learning through wide reading. And so that is something I'm very excited about. The fifth thing I'm very excited about is to be able to bring to you information from 95's Digital Solution Center. Hope I said that right. So they are going to be sharing a number of their digital programs and resources. And if you followed me, I'm always a little hesitant about digital components of resources, because I always fear that it takes out the most important variable of instruction, and that is the teacher. But what I've seen so far, I really like, because the teacher is still instrumental in the delivery of instruction, but there is a digital component to help the teacher more so than anything. So I'm excited to bring that to you, to learn about it myself, and then to share what I learned, because gosh, we all know if there's something that can help us to do things efficiently, streamline our processes, and save us time and energy so that we can be better there for our students, then I'm all for it. So looking forward to seeing that. And the sixth and final thing I am looking forward to in New Orleans from the Plain Talk on Literacy conference is the beignets. If you have never been to New Orleans and had their amazing beignets, I hope you get a chance to do that because you better believe I'm going to get down there, be covered in powdered sugar because they are delicious and always looking forward to that. So, if you happen to be joining us at the Plain Talk Conference in New Orleans this week, 2025, I would love to see you. If you recognize me, please come up and say, hey, let's take a picture together. I would love to see that. Follow 95% Group's Instagram, follow my Instagram so that you can be informed of what's happening there. And if there's something that you would like to know or learn or have a question, please drop that down below in the comments because I want to be that person down there in the streets, in the aisles for you, helping you to find what you need. This is a bucket list conference for me. I've never been. Right now, Big Sky in Montana is by far my favorite conference. We'll see how Plain Talk ranks. I am excited and I am so thrilled to be able to join 95% Group and be their face for their Instagram, if you can believe it, while I'm there. All right, listen, I know what you do is hard. Keep at it. Do not give up the good fight. Thank you for what you do, and bye for now.